Polly Pik Pocketz are a female-fronted double vocalist rock band from London here in the UK. The group have a GFY attitude with a take-no-shit punk rock feel. They write from their hearts, their arses, and the bits in between. Influences and sound are derived from bands such as The Runaways, Sonic Youth, Blondie, even not Blindy, Disneyland After Dark, Garbage, Republica, L7, and The Donners. They describe themselves as dirty grunge with a punk edge and no shortage of energy. The current members of the band are on vocals, Ali Wood, also on vocals, Miura Amara, and I do apologise if I've pronounced her name wrong, on guitar, Matt Kiki, on bass, apparently they have a frog, I don't know about that, but anyway, and finally on drums, they have a gentleman named Zach. The first song on this album, that's what it looks like, is called Trigger, and it starts with the sound of rain and a storm going on, along with a tolling bell, bringing to mind the very first song on the very first Black Sabbath album. Then we go into a nice sort of really swampy, grungy style guitar sound with a nice mid-paced riff going on, along with the two vocalists coming in, really nicely complementing each other and giving this a really unique sound. This is very much a sort of a kind of a very straightforward grunge song with little elements of punk in it. So all in all, a very good start to the album. Very good indeed. So we shall see if they can keep this quality up for the rest of the album. Up next is Stone Cold Killer. Now this has musically a more upbeat feel to it. Strangely enough, the music is like an amalgamation of ska punk, The Clash, and strangely enough to me I heard a little bit of the B-52s in there. I might be the only one who heard that, but there we go. Lyrically the song's a little bit dark, but I think that's what they're going for, is to mix kind of more punky style music with a little bit of grunge influence, and then lyrically just go very dark, so that it's kind of subverting the sound of the music, if you get what I mean by that. But otherwise, quite a good song on this one. Again, I have a feeling that after a few listens, that bloody chorus is going to get stuck in my head. But anyway, if this chorus gets stuck in your head, it means a very well written chorus, and all in all, another fantastic song. So let's continue to the next track. Up next has Wake Me Up. Now this has a almost doomy style feeling riff to it, with a really nice chorus that has a slightly dreamy vibe to it, but overall the whole song has a very sort of morbid atmosphere about it. Very good song indeed. Some of you, if you've listened to my radio show on TotalMetalRadio.com, have probably heard me play this along with one of the other songs from this album. This is probably going back to the very dark vibe of what Alice in Chains were doing back in the day, and kind of bringing it a bit more up to date with a very sort of slow build up to that sort of dream style chorus. All in all, very good song. I'm liking that they're actually not afraid to experiment on this album and kind of not just stick rigidly to a punk or a grunge sound. They're happily mixing them both together while bringing in other influences as well. So all in all, another fantastic song. The next song is Red Ribbons. Now it's a very interesting song, because another mid-pace sort of very groove orientated song, actually, strangely enough, with really sort of grungy style bass and guitar on it, which also calls to mind I can't think of their name, but it's gone completely out of my head. I'm just having a look at the CDs there. Whoever done the album Ritual de la Habitual, oh god, no, it's gone completely out of my mind. Jane's Addiction, there we go. There's a slight Jane's Addiction feel to the sound on this song. There we go, I'm forgetting all the English words today. Seems I do that every time I'm doing a review, it's not good. Anyway, another sort of slightly change of tack to the sound here, and it works, really works in their favour. They seem to be able to sort of put their minds to any style of kind of alternative music they want to do and pull it off really well. Again, Ali and Miura both working fantastically with their vocals. The guitar's superb, the bass line absolutely perfect, and those drums couldn't be timed better. So yeah, another thumbs up from me on this track. Up next is Would You Listen? We're just past the half point on this mini album stroke demo, and again, changing style of sound completely again, going for more of a 50s straightforward rock and roll vibe on this one, and again they pull it off. They pull it off incredibly well. Nice sort of mid-paced kind of rock and roll song, a little bit of a Elvis touch to it, and yeah, all in all, a very, very good song. I'll be honest, when I saw them live about 1 or 2 months ago, they were supporting Hearts Under Fire in London, I just thought they were going to be some kind of straightforward punk rock band when they handed me the CD and all that, and now I'm listening to it, I'm quite impressed with the amount of variety they've got on here, and obviously variety is a good thing, so another thumbs up from me on this one. Up next is Get Off Your Back. Now this starts with lines that are from literally one of the songs in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but musically we're back to the sort of slow-paced, mid-paced grunge rock that they've done on a couple of earlier songs as well, and it really suits them. Again, really brings across like the slightly depressing overtones that they might want to be trying to bring across in the song as well. Another really, really good song. I don't want to say too much on it because obviously, hopefully, you'll be picking this album up and helping support local artists. But honestly, yeah, another really, really good song. If they decide to go down the route of just sticking with pure grunge sound, it would probably work, same as if they went down the route of continuing to sort of experiment with everything, because they seem to be able to really turn their hands to any style of kind of guitar orientated music they want. Maybe that's something to do with their influences, obviously with Republica in there and the Donnas, that's going to affect it as well, along with obviously more punkier stuff. But yeah, another really good song. There's a really sort of strong Alice in Chains vibe to the riff as well, so yeah, another really good song. 2 more songs to go, let's see how they go. The penultimate song on this mini album is called Dirty Dog. Now I had the fortune to actually see this song live when I saw them play with Hearts Under Fire a couple of months ago, and it was one of the standout tracks of the set, in fact, and on the record sounds just as good. Again, they've gone back to a more straightforward punky sound on this track, and honestly it really, really works for them. The only issue that is sort of coming across on this album, production is a little bit thin, but then again, what can you really expect? They're an unsigned band. If they could get a proper label support behind them, they could sound really, really amazing. But even with the lower production values that they could afford while recording this, still comes across really, really well. All the instruments, not all the vehicles, no one's going to say that. All the instruments sound clear enough, and the vocals are coming across well as well. And again, both artists working perfectly well with each other on this. Another really good song. We've got one more song left, and some of you, I'm going to say, have probably already heard it because it's one of the songs I've played the most on my show from this band, on my radio show. So let's get into it. The last song on the album is the superbly titled Walt Disney Fuck You. And some of you have already heard me playing this on my radio show on totalmetalradio.com. Show obviously was being called the Psychosin Project. You may know it's a running theme with everything I do. There will probably be the word Psychosin in it somewhere. But anyway, yeah, they've really saved the best song for last on this album, and I believe this was the last song they played live as well. Really, really high energy, punky song with kind of a really sort of up-tempo beat to it. That's the word I was trying to look for. And that chorus, that goddamn chorus. It's not a bad chorus, don't get me wrong, but I have had it stuck in my head for about a week now, and as soon as it starts leaving my head, and they'll play it on my radio show, and it'll come back in my head for another week. So since I first heard it about 2 months ago when I started playing it on my radio show, I've not had it leave from my head. Now that is a sign of a good fucking song, and honestly, this is probably, if they ever get to make music videos for their songs, I'll probably say make this your lead single, really. Either this or Wake Me Up as your lead single. Probably this as the lead one. Get people interested and get that song stuck in their goddamn head. Anyway, another fantastic song. As I said, best song on the album for me personally. Anyway, what do I think of the album in whole? Well, stick around and we'll do the conclusion. With an interesting mix of styles, I feel they're selling themselves a bit short on their Facebook page where they describe themselves as a grunge band with a mix of punk, because really they are a mix of everything, that they could do. They could probably turn their hands to any kind of music and really come out with something special. This is a band that I can't see being unsigned for too long. Little bit of a sort of personal thing here. I'm looking to start my own record label, and I'll be honest, if I can get the funding and get it going, this will be one of the bands I'll be looking to sign myself. So, but honestly, if you can see them live, go do that. They're absolutely superb live. They got a lot of, I think they converted a lot of people at a live gig at Hearts Under Fire, and they were one of the opening acts as well. If you see them and they're selling shirts, or they're selling this album, let me just grab it for you. They're selling this, which is the album I've just reviewed for you. Grab it. They weren't selling it when I saw them. They were actually giving away shirts and this album for free. I don't know how long they're going to continue doing that, because obviously they've got to make some money from doing the touring and all that, and playing gigs. Obviously you've got to get your name out there, but you've got to make a little bit of money to help sort of ease costs with repairs to the instruments, petrol for getting round and all that. So support your local artists. Check these guys out on Facebook. They're called Polly Pik Pocketz. You can hear them on my show obviously. You'll see the times come up for my show at the end of every video, so that'll be coming up. And all in all, if I was to give this album a score out of 5, I'll give it 4 out of 5. The reason I don't give it full marks is, again, the production, a little bit thin. That needs to be buffed up just a tiny bit. And honestly, I think that some people will be put off by the slight jumping of styles between songs. But personally it worked for me, but that's because I like bands that do try different things during the course of an album. Anyway, I want to thank you very much for watching. I've been Psychosin. This has been Underground Rising, and I'll see you next time.
I try to face it all.